5 teams to watch, National League edition. Now, I'd say this league is maybe the one that was probably the most difficult to come up with an actual list for, bearing in mind it is looking as though it is going to be a very open division this season, and I think like quite a good number of the teams at least could certainly make a case for sort of making this sort of list of the 5 teams I think you need to look out for. But anyway, at number 5, I've gone for a team that have always been maybe there or thereabouts over the last few years, and it is Bromley. Now, obviously, they got into the playoffs last season, made it into the semi-finals, but then were beaten by Chesterfield. Of course, the season before last, they won the FA Trophy, and I don't think they were a million miles off the playoffs then either, and I think they may have been in the playoffs the year before as well. So they've always been up there, and I think they are a club that are only going to get stronger. I think obviously what you got to remember is last season, I don't think we've ever seen teams at this level that were of the standard of that Wrexham side on that Notts County side. So it has most certainly opened it up for other teams to maybe push up the table a little bit more, and I think Bromley could well do that. I mean, it wouldn't even surprise me if they maybe even break into the top 3 and get themselves a automatic bye into the playoff semi-finals. So they're definitely ones for me that you've got to keep your eye on. So in at number 4, and I am dreadfully sorry, I know this is biased, but Gateshead. Obviously, last season, for the vast majority of it, we were in a pretty severe relegation battle, despite the fact that the final table may not necessarily reflect that. But I think that being the case is maybe a testament to exactly how well we actually did finish last season. Obviously, we got to the FA Trophy finals. Well, of course, I don't really like to talk about the final itself, but we got there, and I think overall you would have to say it does have to go down as a relatively successful season, bearing in mind that it was the first season for us at National League level, and what we've managed to do is keep a hold of a good core of that squad that you could see were only improving as the year went on, and we've brought in some pretty decent new recruits as well, the likes of Regan Booty, players like that. So obviously Aidan Rutledge, who's was jumping up quite a few leagues, but certainly an exciting prospect there. There's been one or two maybe suggest that we could break into that top 7. I mean, I think for me as a fan, I'm just trying not to get too ahead of myself just now. I think I definitely think the potential's there for us to have a good season, but I think given how last season went for the most part, I'd be quite happy if we were just maybe loitering around mid-table a little bit, no real relegation worries or anything like that. But I see no reason why we can't, at the very least, maybe push on and see if we can get into the top half. But I think this is a perfectly open season for us this year, and I'm really excited about it. So, yeah, as I say, I know it's biased, but I think we are definitely among those that you need to keep your eye on for sure. So, at number 3 is a club that one or two are already regarding as potential dark horses for this coming season, and it is Altrincham. Now, last week they managed to re-sign Chris Con-Clark, which is an absolutely unbelievable deal for them, really. Like, I think when he left the first time. There was, I think that was many thought that was the last they're actually going to see of him in an Altrincham shirt, but he's come back. He's only a young player as well, and like this is a very good move indeed for Altrincham, and they're one of those teams I've always found them pretty entertaining to watch. I think Phil Parkinson's done an absolutely superb job there. I mean, when it comes to Phil Parkinson, as a Gateshead fan, I mean, as potentially unrealistic as it is, if Mike Williamson was to ever leave his position as manager of us, Phil Parkinson was probably be top of my managerial wish list, because you see what he's done there. I think Altrincham are going to push on again. I think maybe like Gateshead in a couple of ways, they're one of those that could break into the playoffs, but I think at the very least could be one of those that you maybe see push on towards the top half of the table. So they're going to be a very tough nut to crack this season. So I'm looking forward to seeing exactly how they get on. At number 2 is a club that maybe go sort of quietly about their business, and it is Eastleigh. Now, I think their recruitment so far this summer just does make sense, and you've got to bear in mind last season they weren't a million miles away from the playoffs. They have been in the playoffs a couple of times since they've been in the National League, so I think they could in many ways come across as dark horses somewhat. Like I said, they're not really a club that attracts a massive amount of media attention, but they are certainly well established within this division now, and I think they'll be looking to make a bit more a push, see if they can get back in the playoffs. I believe Stuart Donald is actually back there now, so what sort of an influence is he going to have on the overall football club? I think it's positive times ahead for Eastleigh. I really do. As I say, I think I don't think the sort of club that many people have as being right up there in their pre-season predictions, but I think they've got something about them, and I think that this could well be a year where once again they do push on and get in the playoffs. At number 1, and once again it is going to be a bit of a cop-out answer, and it is Chesterfield. Obviously last season were the best of the rest, if it were, obviously bearing in mind just how far ahead Wrexham and Notts County actually were, and obviously it was Chesterfield that fell victim to defeat to Notts County in that playoff final, but they ran them unbelievably close on the day, and they'll be desperate to get out of this league. Like they are a club that traditionally you'd probably associate with maybe League 2, maybe even League 1, and the players they're bringing in so far show that Paul Cook is desperate to get out of this league. I mean, they've managed to bring Will Grigg into the National League. I mean, that is going to be a signing that for me can go one of two ways. Either he's going to come in and he's going to have a good season and maybe score 15, 20 goals, something like that, or I might struggle a little bit. I mean, he is, I think, could say getting on a little bit now, but I think the best thing they could do this summer, Chesterfield, is if they can get Andrew Dallas on board. I think for a large part, sort of maybe in the new year, they really struggled quite a bit. Like I think they went 9 games without a win or something like that. But then they managed to turn it around towards the end, and they went into the playoffs with quite a bit of momentum. And as I say, we're agonisingly close to denying Notts County. So it's a big year ahead this for Chesterfield, and can they do it? I think it is going to be tough for them once again. I think it is a very open league, but one thing they have got sort of going for them right now is that they've been here for quite a number of years. they've obviously had a couple of years of struggle, but over the last couple of years or so, they've obviously were in a playoff final last season, or in a playoff semi-final the season before. So maybe it is a bit of a step-by-step process. Can they go all the way this time? But that is that for this video, and I'll be back tomorrow, and I'm going to be chatting about my overall aims for the 2023 to 2024 season. Obviously, it's not long now until I am back at matches with pre-season friendlies, so looking forward to having a bit of a chat about that with you. So until then, take care, cheers for watching, see you later.